Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Sunday, April 11, 2021. Deutsche Welle report. Jordan. Prince Hamzah makes first appearance since rift. Jordan's King Abdullah II appeared on Sunday alongside his half-brother, former Crown Prince Hamzah, for the first time since a royal crisis that rocked the kingdom, state television showed. The king, prince and other members of the royal family visited the grave of the late King Talal, their grandfather. The royal Hashemite court said on Twitter. All members of the family appeared to recite the Quran.
CNN report. 21 Chinese miners trapped by underground flood in Xinjiang coal mine. 8 miners have been rescued and 21 remain trapped in a coal mine that flooded in northwest China's Xinjiang region, Chinese state news agency Xinhua reported on Sunday, citing a local emergency department. A part of the mine flooded, leading to power outages just after 6 p.m. local time Saturday when 29 miners were working at the mine located in Xinjiang's Hutubi County, the report said. In a separate report, state media outlet Global Times said 12 of the miners who remain trapped have been located in the mine as of Sunday and are expected to be rescued, while a further 9 workers have not been located.
Fox report. Harvey Weinstein secretly indicted on rape charges by grand jury in Los Angeles. Harvey Weinstein was secretly indicted on rape charges by a grand jury in Los Angeles a couple weeks ago, Fox News has learned. The move by LA District Attorney George Gascon should facilitate the extradition of the Hollywood producer from New York so that he can be tried. The indictment is virtually identical to the criminal complaint, which had been filed in January 2020 by former DA Jackie Lacey.
Al Jazeera report. Several migrants found dead on boat off Spain's Canary Islands. At least 4 people were found dead on a migrant boat off the Canary island of El Hierro on Sunday, the Spanish Red Cross said. The vessel was spotted by a fishing boat around 193 kilometers, 120 miles, to the south of El Hierro, one of the smallest of the Canary Islands, according to local media. A rescue operation was underway on Sunday afternoon, with 3 helicopters deployed to airlift the injured to safety.
CNN report. When Maine's SEALs are in trouble, she gets the call. Linda Doughty is a 2021 CNN hero. Her story was originally featured a year ago, prior to the global pandemic, and has been updated to reflect the impact of COVID-19. Know someone who inspires you? Click here to nominate them as a CNN hero. She developed a passion for the marine wildlife living along the coast and knew from an early age that she wanted to dedicate her life to protecting them. I just remember being so amazed by them and wondering what's happening in their life, Doughty said.
Fox report. Arkansas woman confesses 18 years later. Missing mother, child were murdered by my husband. A woman confessed to authorities that an Arkansas mother and her 4-year-old son missing for almost 20 years were murdered by her husband, according to reports. Earlier this month, Barbara Cruson told the FBI her late husband Clarence had done away with both Angela Mack Cox and Thomas Michael Ritu, Mikey, by killing them and destroying their bodies in a furnace that they had attached to their farmhouse.
Al Jazeera report. Cambodia condemns Vice for altered Khmer Rouge images. Cambodia has called on U.S. media group Vice to withdraw an article featuring newly colorized photos of Khmer Rouge killing fields victims, saying the images were an insult to the dead because some mugshots had been altered to add smiles. At 12 o'clock GMT on Sunday, the article was no longer available on the Vice.com website. In the article published on Friday, artist Matt Lowry said his project to colorize images from the notorious Tuol Sleng prison, or S21, aimed to humanize the 14,000 Cambodians executed and tortured there.
Fox report. Iran calls Natanz atomic site blackout, nuclear terrorism. Dubai. United Arab Emirates, AP, Iran on Sunday described a blackout at its underground Natanz atomic facility an act of nuclear terrorism, raising regional tensions. Ali Akbar Salehi, the head of the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran, stopped short of directly blaming anyone for the incident. Details remained few about what happened early Sunday morning at the facility, which initially was described as a blackout caused by the electrical grid feeding the site.
Deutsche Welle report. Biden celebrates deal in electric vehicle battery dispute. Electric vehicle manufacturers breathed a sigh of relief on Sunday as two key South Korean battery producers put aside a dispute that was threatening global supply chains. The row between LG Energy Solutions and SK Innovation had jeopardized the fulfillment of contracts to carmaking giants such as Volkswagen and Ford. The deal between the two parties means that car manufacturers can now push ahead with making electric cars.
BBC report. New Christ statue in Brazil's Encantado to be taller than Rio's. Christ the Protector in the southern city of Encantado will be 43 meters, 140 feet, high with its pedestal, making it the world's third tallest Jesus statue. A head and outstretched arms were added to the structure last week, which was begun in 2019. The idea came from local politician Adraldo Canzati, who died in March with COVID-19. The $350,000, £255,000 project is expected to be completed later in the year. The Association of the Friends of Christ Group, which is organizing it, says.
CNN report. We cannot go back to normal. Boston's Mayor Kim Janey sees a mandate for racial equity in post-COVID era. For 200 years, Boston has been led by an unbroken string of white men, until now. Kim Janey, a black woman who traces her roots in the city back generations, and even further to ancestors who fled slavery in the South, is now the city's mayor. Janey's ascension to the role leading one of America's oldest cities seems the result of a series of fortuitous events. She was first elected to her city council seat in 2017 but went on to become city council president.
Fox report. American faces years in Dubai prison after pot found in urine. Call it a bad toke of luck. An American man who allegedly smoked or ingested pot in Las Vegas faces 3 years in prison in the United Arab Emirates after traces of marijuana were found days later in his urine, according to Detained in Dubai, a website published by his attorney. Peter Clark, 51, flew from Las Vegas to Dubai on February 24, where he went to the hospital after suffering an attack of pancreatitis.
BBC report. U.S. Army officer sues police over violent traffic stop. Army 2nd Lieutenant Karen Nazario is still in his uniform during the bodycam footage, taken in December in Virginia. I'm honestly afraid to get out, he tells the two police officers. Yeah, you should be, an officer says. A police report says his car was stopped for failing to display tags, but a temporary dealer plate is visible. During the incident, the soldier, who was handcuffed while his car was searched, asked why force was being used against him and was told by a police officer, "Because you're not cooperating."
BBC report. Chad presidential election. Voters head to the polls amid a boycott. President Idris Deby, who seized power in a military coup in 1990, has been accused of stifling dissent in the lead-up to the vote. Most prominent opposition leaders have withdrawn from the race, alleging attacks by the security forces. They are urging supporters to boycott the election and to protest. The authorities appear to have braced themselves for violence. Soldiers were out on the streets in force across the capital N'Djamena on Sunday morning, and the previous day municipal workers collected car tires that protesters could set on fire, reports Reuters news agency.
Deutsche Welle report. Coronavirus digest. India bans export of Remdesivir COVID-19 treatment drug. India reported its biggest ever daily spike of 152,879 cases on Sunday, even as authorities launched a 4-day vaccine festival to intensify the campaign in the country. Health authorities said the surge in cases had led to a sudden spike in demand for Remdesivir and that there was a potential of further increase in this demand in the coming days. 7 firms in India produce the drug owned by U.S. pharma giant Gilead.
CNN report. Arkansas's GOP governor says Trump's attacks on party leaders are divisive and not helpful. Arkansas's Republican governor on Sunday knocked former President Donald Trump's recent attacks on top party leaders as divisive and unhelpful for elected GOP officials around the country. Well, anything that is divisive is a concern and is not helpful for us fighting in the battles in Washington and at the state level. Gov. Asa Hutchinson told CNN's Jake Tapper on State of the Union, When asked about Trump having criticized top Republicans on Saturday while speaking to Republican National Committee donors.
Al Jazeera report. Blinken warns China that action against Taiwan would be mistake. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said the United States is concerned by China's increasingly aggressive actions directed at Taiwan and remains committed to ensuring peace and stability in the Western Pacific region. Blinken said on Sunday that the Biden administration is committed to ensuring that Taiwan has the ability to defend itself. What we've seen, and what is of real concern to us, is increasingly aggressive actions by the government in Beijing directed at Taiwan, Blinken said during an interview on NBC program Meet the Press.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. Recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.